From one trader turning just $470 into $63,000 in just 2 weeks to another losing $214,000. We are going to go over the most insane trades of this week. A trader who goes by Easy Money Sniper is asking how can he make his money back with his 7k left. He's down by 96% or $214,000 with his account dropping very consistently, and now he's left with a bit more than $7,000. It looks like his most recent losses came from Rigetti put options and Fubo calls. Otherwise, he started his portfolio with 10k in 2020 and was actually up to $155k. A trader who goes by Pixel Baller turned $350 into $6,000 in just 15 minutes. On January 10th, he bought $345 worth of meta call options, expiring on the same day at 69 cents a contract. And just 15 minutes later, he sold them for $6,074. He made such a huge gain because Meta jumped up due to the TikTok ban in the US. He runs a business on TikTok and predicted the ban would drive a spike in Meta price as he personally needs to switch. Knowing hearings were on that day, he decided the ban open for stocks would be a good time to throw a gamble on 0-day still expiry calls on Meta. Although he wishes he would have done more, but such is life. He has a service business, so TikTok tripled his revenue in ways no other social media could. Now that is under threat. Small businesses can compete with larger ones as a result of TikTok. It's good for the American economy and sad that a bunch of old men will decide the fate of millions. A trader who goes by the name of Taper123 made a 100k loss on SPY. He was originally going to post at 5 PM UK time, but his inbox was blowing up, so he logged in at work and here it is. His stop loss triggered very close to his set target. The interesting thing is, it took 31 minutes of it going down before it hit his stop loss, meaning that he could have set the stop loss at 10k and it might have triggered. His goal was $1 million by the end of the month, so he still has about 15 days to go. This goal began at the start of the year when he turned 10k into 100k. He made this gain after buying SPY calls and puts at the right time. In this trade, he bought calls at 9 AM when the market looked like it was going up, and at 3 PM he doubled down on the calls when he dropped a little. A couple of days later he got to 200k, then he got to 230k and was thinking about quitting his job, paying taxes and moving to a third world country and collect $30 to $40 a day in interest and retire. Soon he got to 250k and finally revealed his strategy. Every time a report comes out, he buys puts. It's simple. The economy really isn't doing that well, it's just the stock market is way too happy to care, and the FOMC report, jobless reports and PMI reports are reality checks, not just a flip of coin. He was 55% certain, which is why he then made a 100k SPY YOLO. He was betting that once the CPI report got released, the S&P would tank, so he YOLO'd 100k in SPY puts. If it tanked by 3% or more, he could probably turn this into 300k. For those asking why he's doing this, he was simply following his existing strategy, which is puts before major economic news. He also has a stop loss about 30% down just in case. In the end, he still has 230k left. A trader who goes by the Ultimate Swing Trader hopes he did this the right way. In the past year, he's lost 96% of his money or $12,362, with his account dropping almost all the time except for a couple of minor gains, and now he's left with about $400. Some say he's the options whisperer. The contracts hear him and drop their value on the spot. For the last year, he slightly, really not by a lot, underperformed the market, reaching the highly coveted return of more than -90%. He's trying to make it to -100%. He was already in some positions that expired on January 17th, but any advice helps. When he started trading, he watched every YouTube video he could find and determined he was going to follow the trend, and he would start buying puts against a lot of the Mag 7 companies and other similar companies. He just so happened to become a regarded perma-bear in the same month that the market decided it was ready to go on one of the most most, if not the most insane bull runs ever. He doesn't know why it took him so long to switch bullish, but now he feels, and the technicals are indicating that we may be awfully close to a large correction. Might be the time for him to become a bear again. Lord Regard, please keep him on the path of glory and billions. This loss is a little painful, but he's looking at this as the price he paid to learn. He'll be reloading with another 10k after a nice break and some whiskey. A trader who goes by Don Sate is still laughing at the people who shorted Reddit at the IPO. So well regarded. He wishes all you high IQ people the best. He's up by 298% or $1,073,000 because he bought 8,000 shares at an average cost of $43.93. Meanwhile, Reddit is currently trading at $175.16. He bought this stock because the enterprise value to gross profit was super low, only 8x at the IPO, plus they're growing quickly in ad revenue and user growth at the same time. They also have a pseudo monopoly. Their lack of profitability is only because they hire more engineers whenever they make more money. He's not really planning on selling unless some better competitor rises up out of nowhere, or if they get into some feud with Google, which seems unlikely. A trader who goes by Specialist Map 5602 turned just $470 into $63,000 in just 2 weeks. Yes, you heard that right. He's up by more than 13,000% or $65,000, with his account rising very consistently. Looking at his trading history, he only had one red day, after which his gains started exponentially rising. Unsurprisingly, he made these gains by trading a lot of 0-day sale expiry meta and SPX options. He withdrew $2,600 yesterday to pay off that, and also buy a bike he's been looking for a while. He honestly can't believe it still. He had already went from 3k to 26k a week before, but lost 22k in one day. Now he can hopefully keep this up and buy a house by the end of the year. If anyone is wondering what his strategy is for taking these trades, he doesn't have one, he's just a regard who got lucky. A trader who goes by CL7 just lost 11k as a 19-year-old, and he lost it by going all in on WNW, a Chinese stock that fell by 88% in the last 5 days, and now he's left with a bit less than $2,000. He's got 1.6k left to cash out before he has nothing except for his 12k in his Roth IRA. He needs to make this money back ASAP before his parents find out. He has learned his lesson and to take profits next time he's up. A trader who goes by Diligent Pangolin 367 is thanking DJT DD Guy because he's made a gain of 113% or $30,000. He already sold 80% after taking the screenshot, thanks to the redditor that did the 30-second DD on DJT. A redditor that pretty much stated that there is a probable chance of a run-up of DJT a week prior to inauguration day. He was bored and he likes to gamble, so he obviously listened to him. A trader who goes by Algarov81 tried to tell you. He bought 34,000 shares of Anime and almost 17,000 shares of Ready Mac. At some point he was down by more than 50%, but he kept on holding and now he's up by 228% or $361,000. He's been talking about it on here for years. Donald Trump would remove Fannie and Freddie from conservatorship. They are up by more than 345% since the election. Nobody believed him. He just kept buying and buying when they were down. Now he's up over 200% in this investment. It hasn't even started yet. It's getting ready to go to the moon. He's long on this. This stock was once $85 per share and it's currently trading at $5. Tons of room for growth. He's extremely excited about the future of this stock as he's been holding since late 2020. A couple of days later the stock rose even higher, making him a gain of 333% or $527,000. A trader who goes by JB Wobbs finally dug himself out of the grave as he turned 43k to 6k to 68k all in a span of 8 months, and now he's up by 42% or $20,000. To get back above break-even he had to make a 1,400% or a $63,000 gain in the past 3 months. At the end of the day he accepted that what he did was just straight up gambling. Most of his losses were just bad timing. He thinks the first dip he had was when he was holding QQQ calls in a bull market, but Trump tweeted repeated tariffs. Second was when the Japan market was crashing and he was again holding calls. At some point he was down by over 40k and he deposited 2k to add to the 4k he had left in Robinhood. Here he just day trades for a bit on a cash account, making a few bucks daily. He was doing this for months and he thinks by December he hit around 8k. He heard about the Santa rally and usually at the end of the year markets go down since most are rebalancing and tax loss harvesting. That's when he started full posting what he had. It paid off and he was sitting around 30k. His final gamble was the PPI and CPI and that's how he got back up and also made a profit all time. But that being said, he'll try not to do this again. Key takeaways for him were that he was performing better when he was actually gambling on big events and trends than just holding through quiet times and get crushed not only by FATA but also by unpredicted news. And if you want to see what happens when you YOLO for a week straight, click on video just popped up. If you like my content, make sure to subscribe and thanks for watching.